When you dream of travel, does it look a little like this? If so, you may want to consider Trusted Housesitters, a service that connects homeowners, most often who have pets, with people like us who are traveling and looking to house sit. Come on, Monty.
Considering that we are unabashed dog lovers, we decided that Trusted Housesitters was something we absolutely had to try. And so in this video, we're going to share our experience as first-time house and dog sitters so that you know what to expect if you decide to dive in.
By the way, we're Michael and Lindsay, and if you're interested in living the part-time nomad lifestyle like we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So the best part about the Trusted House Sitter experience, without a doubt, is getting to know and love your new pet.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not your pet. You're looking after them just for a little while, but that experience is just so rewarding. We don't have a dog at home, so for us, getting the opportunity to sort of give our love to another animal for a little while was really, really special.
However, it's a new responsibility in your life, and that can mean more challenges, which we'll talk about a little bit in this video. So our recommendation is don't do this unless you really and truly love pets and love connecting with animals.
So living like a local is what many travelers aspire to. We're always looking for ways to feel like we're deeply connected to the community that we're staying in and to just sort of like actually experience what life is like there.
Yeah.
And that's something that's hard to find. It's hard to come by even with Airbnbs. Trusted House Sitters actually gives you that experience. You basically get the opportunity to step into the shoes of locals or a local family for the time that you're there.
You get to shop where they shop and walk the communities that they walk in.
You get to know the neighbors a little bit, or even if you don't know them, you recognize them and their dogs too in our situation. So
it definitely feels like a local experience, and it's wonderful.
There's also the added plus of connection. Looking after a local family's pets, home, their precious things means that you'll be in touch with them before, after, and during your sit for sure. They're a great source of information, recommendations, just knowledge and details about the community, and it's a connection that's definitely deeper than an Airbnb host or a hotel because you're looking after things that they really truly care about.
One thing to note, however, is that even though Trusted House Sitters is a global service, it really seems to be focused on the UK and the US. So if your dream house sit is in Tuscany with a dog who loves to go truffle hunting, that might be a little bit hard to find.
So to dive a little deeper into that, we've noticed that a lot of the listings in the UK and in the United States tend to be in rural settings. So that's lovely, especially here. It's absolutely gorgeous. But it does mean that you might be a little further away from some of the big sites and attractions in the country that you're visiting. So our recommendation as a way to kind of manage that is to just book a couple of days at the beginning or at the end of your sit so that you can do some of those things once you're in the country, and then you can really just sit back and sink into the rural village or wherever you happen to be and just totally soak it up and enjoy.
You will probably get a little bit of time to go do a little bit of sightseeing, but it's definitely not like regular travel. You have a commitment to the house and the pets, and so it's important that that becomes your priority. So if you have those times at the end of your trip, it really does make a difference. Another thing that's great about Trusted House Sitters is that it's great for remote workers like us. So the biggest priority when you're a remote worker is great workspace and great Wi-Fi. And generally speaking, the places that you go to are going to have both of those things. You should ask in advance though.
Yeah.
For example, our current sit has a number of great places that we were able to easily work. The Wi-Fi has been great. And so when it comes to actual working, it's been pretty seamless.
With the one caveat to note that you are somewhat at the mercy of the schedule of the pet that you're looking after.
Yes.
So there will be times that they want to play and they are insistent about it, and you might be getting ready for a call. And maybe that's not something that you're used to. So just having a little bit of flexibility and mental space to be prepared for that will get you pretty far. But overall, it's like one of the best working remotely experiences that I think you could have.
Yeah.
Because when you're done your call or you're having a bad day, you can also get some snuggles.
When a lot of people consider trusted house sitters, they think about the money they're going to save on accommodations. But here's the thing, you actually save money in other ways as well. As we mentioned before, you're living like a local. So that means you're shopping where locals shop, which means you're getting locals prices. You're not in the tourist areas, so generally speaking, you're not going to sort of bump into tourist prices. So if you go out to eat at a restaurant, it's just where the locals are eating. So the money savings actually is kind of across the board, which has been really nice.
So similar to other sharing economy apps like Airbnb and Uber, Trusted House Sitters has an awesome app, a very user-friendly interface.
Yeah.
And that makes it easy and very seamless to use. Like, I think we've been really impressed with the experience.
And the cost isn't that bad either. It's been 100% worth it for us. So we do recommend using Trusted House Sitters.
So one last thing to think about and keep in mind if you are considering Trusted House Sitters is that animals can steal your heart very, very quickly, and it's very easy to become attached to them, which obviously we know that's part of the reason why it's so great to look after them. But after a full month of looking after Monty, it's definitely going to be hard to say goodbye.